Hello viewers, welcome back. When looting starts, shooting starts. I think you are now familiar with this statement. This has been tweeted by the Honorable President of America, Donald Trump. Why has he stated all this? The last weekend, it had been a very bad phase for the American people. American people had been seeing civil unrest and riot in America and in mostly more than 300 places in America. So why I have thought to make this video is that in order to relate few things, because as we are going through a pandemic and the whole world is in unrest with the coronavirus situation, and now this civil riot and the looting kind of thing that is happening in America is surely a topic to be discussed. So friends, this when I had been going through the videos on internet, and suddenly I took a stock of a video where people are plundering the shops, the shopping malls. People are just entering, and few people are making videos of them that they're going and grabbing things and just breaking all the whatever essential they need. They're just going and just entering the malls and just taking out. Then I thought to get into the whole fact that what is going on there in America. Then I later found that one person, George Floyd, he was an American. He had to suffer death because of a cop, because he was being choked. He was being handcuffed, and the cop, he just sat on his neck and more than 7 minutes, and then he the last word that he spoke, that I can't breathe. These words actually blazed the fire in America, and now this has become a slogan of America. So friends, this whole riot in America has blazed a fire among the youth of the Americans. And now among this pandemic, this coronavirus situation, no social distancing norms, nothing is being maintained. People are coming out in the roads and are pelting stones, and they are destroying civil properties and government properties, for which the American White House is also being guarded by the American cops, and now protesters are also surrounding the presidential house. So viewer, this is very much important, because this kind of a situation is not unforeseen for any country now during this pandemic. Even the Indian government should take into account that any kind of a situation can arise from any small incident. So my video is for my viewers and for the new viewers who are joining me lately, but I would like to tell that any kind of a situation we should take into account that nothing like this sort should happen, or else in India, where we are not having the best medical facilities and we are not having enough testing kits, and people are mostly deprived, in a deprived condition, so we cannot actually afford any kind of riot or something like that. We should take into account, and any provocative speech from anybody should be taken into account by the people themselves. The racism thing that is there in America, it's not a new thing. It had been very old, like more than 400 years ago, when the white European traders, they brought the Africans. After plundering Africa, they had been bringing people as slaves, and when America got independence, and in their United Independence Declaration, they had been stating that every person has their own right, and they need to live. The human right is one of the basic right, and everybody has his own right. But American incidents, this kind of incidents, like the incident of George Floyd, it has again blazed the outrage among the young people and the African American people there in America, which has also is very scarce to see the videos and all. So I would also ask the Indian government to have a check on all these kind of provocative speeches here in India, or any hatred speeches during this pandemic. Any kind of riot situations can actually make things worse. So friends, racism had been there in America since several years, like more than 400 years. And this situation of George Floyd has suddenly given an outrage to the whole situation. And during this pandemic and during this whole ongoing situation of coronavirus, any kind of a riot kind of a situation actually is not at all a good sign, because people are not maintaining social distancing and no norms are being maintained, and the spread of coronavirus is one of the thing that is making people insane in this whole pandemic. So now when America is going through an unrest, it is very likewise the whole situation is going to affect worldwide. And the tweet that the American president has made is also a very provocative kind of a message that has gone throughout the world. And this situation can only be tackled by the American government in order to respect the protesters and to give respect to them, and to somehow try to minimize the protesters protest in a very non-violent way. So the Americans are have to set an example for the whole world, because they if the riot situation is not handled or tackled properly, then we can also imagine that anywhere during this pandemic, any small situation can give rise to this kind of a situation. So this is a very warning sign for everybody, for all the nations worldwide. So any small situation which becomes a flare for a big bazaar, then that's a very bad thing. And during this pandemic, the whole world is going under economic constraint, and we don't even know how worse it is going to be in near future. So viewers, I would request you all to keep an eye and check any kind of a situation which should not arise, and this kind of situation should not arise, because this kind of riots actually, when there are good protesters, in between them some ill-intentioned people or ill-motivated people, they take the privilege of vandalizing things. And we have previous instances also. Actually, this hampers the public property and the government property, and this is the property of the people, and we cannot let it happen in that way. So we are fighting this coronavirus situation. We'll also have to take into account the other kind of situations that may arise, and we have to have a foresightedness, so neither to panic about the situation, nor to provoke anybody through our speeches to create any kind of a violence. So my video is for everybody who is seeing this video. Please do spread my video, and do like, share and subscribe if you have liked this topic, and I'll be coming with all such interesting and latest topics on this channel. So stay tuned with me, and thanks for watching this video till this end.